Good morning. I hope you can hear my voice. If yes, can you please click the raise hand button so that I can able to see that you can able to hear my voice. In the attendees section, there is a hand symbol will be there. Just press that one, raise hand. Next to the question mark, there is a hand symbol will be there. Just click that one so that I can able to. Yes, Abdul Rahman, I can able to. Yes. Thank you for response. I can see that. Let's hope other attendees also can click the raise hand button so that I can able to understand whether they can able to hear me. Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yeah. Uh, we'll start at around next 5 minutes because we were going to start at 10 o'clock, so we will wait for other attendees also. Hopefully they'll also join. So we will wait for another 5 minutes. If anybody late, we can also join. So I'm expecting another attendees. Can you please raise hand option? One more attendees join. Diane. If you can able to hear my voice, can you please raise hand so that I can understand? There is an option. Click raise hand so that I can understand whether I can able to hear my voice. Yeah, thank you. So we can start exactly 10, another 2 to 3 minutes. Just wait for another people. Okay, I think we can start now. So, good morning, everyone. Today session we are going to see about the new release, which recently we have updated that 10.1.1. So I hope you can see my screen. In this session, we will cover all the new updates. And if you have any questions regarding to that, you can ask in the question tab so that I can able to answer your questions. So in the version is, you can see currently we have updated the 2.1.1 version here in the new, you can able to see in the info. And let's see what are the new release update in this release. You can able to see the update quick menu, what's new. So you can able to see it's a big update, almost 11 points are there. So we are going to cover one by one what are the points each update. Okay. In this session, whatever step by step we will cover update. And if you have any doubts on regarding that, as I mentioned earlier, you can ask in the question tab. So I can able to answer that accordingly, your questions. Okay. Okay. So the first point for the new update functionality update is that deferred expense functionality has been developed. The deferred expenses, because most of the businesses customers asking that the office rent for the 1 year they are giving every year, every month they have to calculate the monthly accruals. So that is the huge advantage of these deferred expenses for this update. So first point, the new GL accounts have been added to the default chart of accounts. So since we have updated that, we have developed for the deferred expenses, we have to give the chart of accounts accordingly. So you can see from accounting chart of accounts, you can see the deferred as expenses and tax liability. There is a new chart of accounts has been added in the chart of accounts. to post the transaction according to your this GL. Okay, and the 1.22 is that invoice received document has been improved. The point is, whenever you are making a purchase invoice, there is an option to capture the deferred expense. Whether you can able to choose it, you can able to choose it whether that invoice is deferred expense or not. So let's see how it looks like. We'll go now to create the one purchase invoice, that is invoice received screen. Create. I hope everyone can hear me, right? Because okay, thank you. Okay. So where are we? We are going to create the purchase invoice to capture the deferred expenses. So let's create one any company. Where, like example, you are a house owner, and it should be tax applied, and you can able to choose whether prices are inclusive or exclusive here, as you are aware of already. In the expense tab, there is a option. You can see the create or cancel deferral. Let's see how it works. I will show you. Like for example, office rent we are going to create. Let's say per year 36,000 and the VAT already accordingly. And you want to capture this as a your deferred expenses for every month automatically. So what you have to do is here just click create. So this option will be pop up, and you can see here the deferred from which date on based on your contract you can able to select this one from which date onwards to end. So let's assume 2019 is going to end, example this date. So here there is a description you can able to change it also if you want. It's automatically get based on your company and your description of that office rent. And the calculation method, you can able to choose the how you want to calculate the deferred expenses every month, evenly or by calendar days, or you want to enter manually for some amount every month you want to calculate. Also you can do this option by calculation method. So let's say evenly by month, because every month you don't need automatically whenever direct some amount from the accrual, it will post to the accrual. So here you can see that the respective GL account automatically by default, and if you want to change it in a separate account also, you can define it here. So it will be posted accordingly to the respective account. And the expense GL and which department the expenses item. These are all by default. It will be coming here, so you can able to choose it accordingly. So what you have to do is once you enter this defer from and to date, you just click save, and you can see this option here, which means this will go to your deferred expenses. If you want to see, let's post this invoice. So I will show the how it will be the posting. We can see the debit credit entry. So you can see that what you once you post this invoice received document, it will debit your deferred expenses and credit your payables. So we can able to see the posting. It will not directly your expenses. It will post it in the accrued expenses, deferred expenses. Like it's a temporary, every month automatically will go. So whenever you process that every month, it will automatically will go that direct expenses. I will show you on the next point when we will see. Expense recognition document has been added. This the document, the purpose which we created right now for the one invoice. So next the expenses should be recognized. So it will be automatically can be recognized This that is the point 1.3. The point number is the document allows to calculate automatically expenses based on the different parameters that just we created now, and the document can be created manually also and automatically also during the month end closing. There is a one option added in the accounting. You can see expense recognition document. Here you can create manually also. Here you can create the manual processing if you want, or else every month you can do the automatically it will get. Let's see automatically how it works. In the accounting, there is a month end closing is there. Okay. So here there is a calculate current expenses for deferrals. So once you click this, let's say whenever you end of the month, when you're processing the month end closing, when you execute this, it will calculate your deferred expenses, and the expense recognition document automatically will create. Here you see office rent which we created 36,000 from deferral start date, deferral end date, calculation method evenly by month, and the remaining deferred amount. These are all automatically created by doing month end closing. We can see the posting also, what will be the financial entry. So you can see that office rent, just now we created this. So what will happen when the expense recognition document created automatically by doing month end closing? It will post your debit your administrative expenses and credit your deferred expenses. So it's a contra entry for your different expenses. So automatically it will recognize your expenses document basically. Okay, and you can do if you want to based on the calculation method, you can do the manual also. So like here you can see that document will create automatically with the month end closing assistant. So which entity and which deferred expenses document, it can be automatically created that one. So next point is deferred expenses adjustment document has been added. If you want to adjust anything that automatically created document of expense deferred expenses, you can able to adjust it also. There is a separate document type document is available for the adjustment. You can able to see in accounting deferred expense adjustment. Like if you are creating any deferred expenses, you can able to choose here the deferred expenses which we lot of when you created a different expenses, it will automatically create that respective identification. So now we just created the invoice office rent from the landlord Mohammed. Okay, so we can choose this. It automatically fill it up everything based on the we created the different expenses. In this, if anything, if you want to like for example, current date we have currently we it is different end date is current, and if you want to change it something the date you can change it here, and the calculation method also you can change it, that is a current and the new. The new you can able to change it. Here it will show you cannot change it because it's already defined then. So you are going to change it from that one to this one. So you can make the adjustment accordingly if you want to change anything. And like for example, department also you can do. And if you are dealing with any project also, you can able to capture the different expenses. If you're not handling with any projects, then it will not. This option will not be available for you. So this document will be created that adjustment only for if anything for the deferred expenses if you want to adjust it. That's it. Okay, now you created the deferred expenses, lot of invoices you created for the deferred accruals, but you want to see that report, right? Otherwise you will not, it will be difficult to capture. So that is the point for 1.5 new report for we have developed for that to see the different what are the deferred expenses we have done for so far. So that will be in here. It is a report section, accounting, deferred expenses. You can, it will give information about all your deferred expenses one by one. So recently we created this one just now, Office and Mohammed, and it will give the information about the invoice receipt document, that is purchase invoice document, And what is the deferred amount calculation method? You see there is a one more document which we done for manually also, that also it will show that one. And deferred period from date to date, and recognized expenses, which means like 36,000 we created only, but 1 month only we have done. So this is the recognized expenses amount, and the remaining amount, what is that from the deferred expenses. Okay. This is the remaining. This is the report will be useful for you to see that your deferred expenses basically for all your deferred expenses. Let's see for the other point. Last point for the deferred expenses. Now, if you want to create opening balances, like whatever the deferred expenses you want to do it in your initial opening balances, we have added for your opening balance as well. When you're creating your opening balance, that is in accounting, opening balancing entry. So here there is a one option we created for deferred expenses. So with this option, you can able to enter, like you can give that some accrual something, and to whom you were this deferred expenses, the company name and deferred start date. So basically, instead of which you already process off of the, like if you want to move from off with the deferred expenses, you can define the opening balances, like this start from date and end date, maybe 2019 or 20, whatever it is. So here also the calculation method manually calendar days. Calendar days nothing like 30 days, 31 days. So it will calculate accordingly. Evenly by month means every month you can it can divide the amount accordingly to the each month equally. Okay, and initial deferred amount you can choose, and remaining amount also you can choose. The department you can choose, project if you require, and expenses GL account. That's it. I'm sorry. Here, choose this expense item. Just we can choose anything. Okay, that's it. So basically, you can able to create the deferred expenses. So this is the release for deferred expenses only. So we have a lot of document for different expenses. First, we have a separate GL account which we see in the chart of account. Second, for the while creating any in purchase invoices, that is invoice received document, there is a in the expenses tab. In the expenses tab, there is an option called deferred expenses new option. So if you want to capture that is not a direct expenses, you want to create as a deferred expenses, then you have to click this and create that your expenses accordingly, the date of that deferred expenses. And third is that expense recognition. Basically, whenever you're doing a month end closing, it will automatically calculate, it will automatically recognize the expenses. Or you want to know, you want to do the manually also, that is also possible by doing expense direction manually. You can go to the expense recognition document and you can create manually also. If any, the fourth point is if any deferred expenses adjustment is required, you can able to do adjustment for that separate document for that is there, so you can do the adjustment if you want. And fifth point is a report for basically for the different expenses which you have created, so that also you can able to see it in the report. And opening balance also it is available. So this is the first point for the different expenses. If you have a question, if you can raise also, or else I will go for that another point. I hope it clarifies. Second update. This is the second and third basically. So this is mostly for if you are dealing with your sales, when you are doing in sales invoices, you want to give a discounts. This is a huge update for automatically discount definition is there, and total discount option is also is there. So first I will show the third point so that it will be easy for you to understand. So first, the total discount option has been added to the sales document. What does means like whenever you are creating invoice, sales invoice, basically, there is one option now you can able to see in the screen below. There is two fields has been added for discount. Basically, this is document level discounts. You can document level like whenever you are raising invoice like 10,000 worth of thing, then you can define the discounts. Then it will automatically distribute the discounts accordingly. Let's see that I will make one invoice. Choose. Okay, let's make doesn't matter anything you can choose. Here maybe 10 quantity 1000. So total is you can see the total due and VAT amount. And now you want to give 10 percentage out of this. Just enter 10 percentage. Automatically it will calculate the discount amount. Like if you want to another item example, so it will 10 percentage automatically it will calculate based on that amount. The discount will be applicable. Like total worth is okay, 10 quantity 1000 total amount is so 10 percentage equally it will different distribute the amount when you're giving the document level, and it will be useful for no need to give earlier it was each line you have to give. Now you just define the one here, so it will automatically distribute your discounts amount accordingly for all the line amounts. So it will be easy for you with this new update, and just post this. That's it. This is for the total invoice. I think there is no stock I guess here. The fragments. Maybe I can choose some other item. Yeah, it's posted. So this is the third point update, and let's see, close the screen so that the click menu, what's new. Okay, second point. Second point is a very important one for if you're dealing with the discounts, because you can set up the discounts predefinedly. So no need to give every time. You cannot. You don't need to give that discounts by every document. If you define like set up the discount automatic discount calculation, and based on this condition it will automatically apply the discount based whenever that condition satisfies, it will automatically apply the discounts. Let's see how it works. In the first, before that you want to enable this automatic discounts means you have to administration in the sales. There is a new option will be a use automatic discounts. If you enable this option only, you can able to do the define the automatic discounts. Otherwise, you cannot able to do it. So once you enable it, it will be under sales and automatic discount condition. These two documents you can able to see. Basically, first we have to define the condition, and based on the condition, you can able to give the discounts, automatic discounts. Let's see first automatic discount condition. Here create, it's already created one, so I am going to show you one more thing. like. So basically this condition, what we are going to see is there is a folder, doesn't matter, you can segregate the folder. The description you can by your you can give your user defined name, or else automatically it will give you the name also. Here, discount condition, this is the main one for single sales volume or kit sale volume. Single sale volume is like, for example, if you select the single sale volume, it will have the amount in document, that what are the amount. This discount depends on the single sale volume. If any specific items or services, if you want to give that particular item, you want to define that discount means, you can able to do it. Either you can give amount or quantity. This also can be possible. Like for example, if you're giving the amount and document, whether in document or in document per item inline. What does it means? If if a document, if you select example in document, if greater than or equal to 10,000, if the invoice, that is each transaction document, if it is crossed 10,000, this discount amount should be applied. That is the method. Like for example, if you want to give particular item also, you can able to do, or document level also you can do. So let's say we can give one item, which we created right now for new item. So you can select that item level also, this item if it is there, and the amount, I mean, if the item is in there in the document and document amount is total more than 10,000, then this discount can be applicable. So basically, whenever, however you want to give that uh, discount, you can able to, or else no need to give this item also, you can able to create it. Okay, you can edit it because I don't want to same thing. So let's say 5,000. Okay, as I said mentioned here, if you want to give the item level also, whether if that item should be in the document, then you can able to define it, or else just create the document and it will work based on that invoice amount. So it will apply, it will not check any items, and it will just check that amount only. If the amount crosses 5,000, then automatically whatever the discount you are defining, it will applicable. So this is for the condition only we are going to create. So just we created what we are defining the condition. It's a single sale volume. If it is a kit sale volume, means you can define the item to quantity, like it will, this is item is mandatory if you select the discount kit sale condition. Like you have to select the item first for the kit sale and how many quantities you are buying. Like if you purchase 3 quantity, then that discount can be applied, like that offers you can give. For the basically for the retail sectors, it can be very useful for that to this discounts. Like if you purchase 2 items, then they will give a 10% or 50% discounts. So accordingly, we can define it this kit sale also. So let's say first we will define the first method 5,000, which we define for one document, single sale volume. The condition should be single sale volume, and amount in document 5,000. You can here also you can change quantity. This will be changed. This is not the amount then. It's 5,000 quantity. So first step I will see for amount. Okay, when you are going sale, no, first we define the condition, amount discount condition only. One more step is there for discount, because first step is you are defining the condition how the discount should work, and what are the discount you are defining here. In the automatic discount, you are defining that okay, this is the amount you are going to give for the 5,000 if it is a 5,000. Here description you can able to change it also, or automatically it will give information based on the saving. There is a discount method is there, whether you want to give amount or percentage. If the 5,000 crosses, how do you want to give the discount? Let's say percentage. And scope, whether in document or in document per item level or inline document. So based on the scope of the discount, you can able to choose it. Let's see for the in document. and how much you're giving, 10% or maybe 15%. So 15% discount can be applicable with condition. Here you can see the first tab is condition. If you select this, it will show that whatever the discount condition which we created previous screen. So now we created this amount, so we are selecting this condition. So it will satisfy this condition, then only this 15% discount can be applicable on the respective discounts. I hope you are clarifying, you are understanding with this. If you have any questions, just ask me. So the main point is, first point we are defining the discount condition, and that discount condition we are assigning into the discounts, so that automatically based on the condition satisfied this discount can be applicable. You can see there is a lot of tabs will be there. Exceptions. What does it mean exception? Like for example, you have like 100 items in your master data, and you want to not to give the discount for the particular group or particular categories you want to give. You can select item level. You manually, like 5 items only you want to include this in this promotion, that is in this discount. You can choose this manually. So this item, whenever the selection also, this discount cannot be applicable. Basically the exception. So categories wise also you can choose, or price group also you can able to choose to accept that discount category and discount condition. Recipients. Recipients, you can see companies and warehouse. Like if this discount can be applicable only the particular company you want to give, not for everybody. So you can define it accordingly. And warehouse also you can, if you are dealing with multiple warehouse, then this particular warehouse only this discount can be applicable. That's also you can able to do this with this option. And schedule. If the discount should be applied on specific days of the during hours. In some business activities, there is an option for weekends and all. They want to give only for the weekends. There is a discounts will be there. Like for example, restaurant and all. In weekends, there is a based on that they will give a discounts accordingly. So basically, it depends on the business activity. You can able to choose this. Otherwise, it's not required. Validity period. This is more important for mostly for all the who are dealing with the discounts, because you want to restrict the discount for particular period. So if you define this date from which date to date, then it will be this discount can be applicable only that certain period only. It will not affect after that. And if you, it's not mandatory field, so if you don't fill it in this field, it will not, it will be like lifetime, it will, that discount will be there unless you just canceling it. So additional information just like that, if any notes you want to capture it, you can capture it. That's it. So main thing is, first point is you have to create the discount condition. That discount condition you have to assign it in the automatic discount based on the discount method and discount scope. So automatically this will be applicable. So we we created this new discounts. So there is a addition, maximum and minimum is there. These two tabs which are just a successive usage and exclusion. So let's see with the maximum. What does it mean? Maximum, like when you are dealing with for multiple discounts, if you are creating, let's say if you are creating like this group, you can basically, it's like a folder. So if you create a maximum folder, under that, if whatever how many discounts if you are creating, it will check the maximum. Like for example, in this, if you see 10% more than 10,000, and if I want to include this in this move to folder, if I put under maximum, it will go to under maximum folder. So what does it means? Two discount is there now. If it is at 10,000 above means it's 10%, but 5,000 above means 15%. So how it will apply? It's based on the highest value. It will apply the discount accordingly. That is the purpose of the maximum. and minimum also the same category. It will applicable discount automatically based on the folder. So this is very important, that maximum minimum. So based on that discount, how do you want to give the discount accordingly, you can do it. So in this we will just move it out. Okay. So let's see, now we are going to create one invoice. Create. Let's see one company and add item. Let's say 5 quantity 1000, 1500. So total should be 7500. You see auto 15% discount automatically it applicables. Based when you enter the item itself, this automatically say okay, yeah, 5 quantity 1500. This discount is at a level, the document level, but this automatically discount option is there. How when it will work based on the amount, if it is crosses the satisfaction, the condition which we defined, it's more than 5000. So if it's a more than 5000 means it will applicable 15% automatically. So this auto discount can be applicable based on this setting. It can be it's lot of condition inside that. So it, how do you want to define the condition, it's automatically we can define that one. Like if you want to give a particular document level or inline level, inline document also you can able to do this. So basically users should not give that discount. So when you define this discount, it will automatically applicable the discount. So it will be easy for you to give the if it is a retail businesses, then it will be more useful for that. Whoever dealing with the discounts, it will be more useful, that one. So let's post and close. So accordingly your discount can be created. This is not involved in this here. So the document, based on the document value, it will applicable the discounts. Okay, there's automatic, that is the reason two columns is there. One is for the normal discount and one is for the automatic discounts. Okay, and next part. So total discount which we already seen. So that is a document level. For update, record level user rights restriction functionality has been added. This is more useful for the, if you want to give access to the particular user, we can restrict the document wise, or if you don't want to see, like if you are having a multiple entities or multiple departments or multiple anything, we can restrict this functionality. I will show you how it looks like. For example, administration users. When you, like I created a new user now, so when I'm giving a access size, when you click the access rights, okay, you see this right side option. If you don't see this option, maybe you have to go in service settings, limit access on record level. This option should be enabled, then only you can able to see this right side window. So when you choose this option, we are giving the cashier access. So the right side is a lot of access kind is there. For example, there is two entities in this database. One you can see from here, accounting entities. There is two entities. One is New Trading Limited and United Furniture Group. So if you want to give only one entity to access it, then you should not see this one at all in the screen. So you can set up a definition accordingly in the user access level. If you just click this entity, just add, so restricted values basically. So this particular Nella user cannot be seen this entity at all in this login. So we, same way you can define your department or warehouses, you can give access like particular warehouses that users should not see at all means you can able to restrict that also. The same goes with your companies or cash accounts or any particular employee also, you can able to do it accordingly. So since we for example, we just did the entity. For this entity, this user cannot be seen for the cashier role. So we just created LI. So we'll see how it looks like. One second. So I'm going to see new user. Okay, this is a cashier. So only money section is there. Let's see with the entity whether we can able to see. So there is an option here, entity. You can see only nil new trading because the other user which we restricted it. So we cannot able to see or enter while creating any document also. We cannot able to choose that another entity. So the same goes with the department, warehouse, anything. Okay. Okay. This is the user level upgrade to see that one. And fifth point is WPS functionality. WPS functionality is in our system. There is HR payroll is there, and it's not a major thing because only the we are defined the standard format actually. So in the WPS salary files, we have a save new format we have given when you're creating this salary process. When you save any document or employee, it will, like for example, I want to show the format. Format only has been changed. So there is no catalog for this. First we save. This employee has been added this in the, that's why. So let's choose this. Create. Like this employee has his bank account. So everybody also select. So in this salary WPS format to send to the bank, we have changed the some format, so that can be modified it here. Let's see whether it is coming. entity labor code is not entered, so there is a new entity labor code is there. You have to enter this. Okay. So that format has been modified. It's automatically created. So it's a zip WPS file, so you cannot read it. So you can send that format to the government accordingly. That's the thing for this update at this point. And next point is end of service benefit calculation document. Because end of service you are graduating for your employee, the document newly we created one new document can you can able to see in HR document. That document allows to calculate the provision for the end of services manually or same month end closing. So here in HR payroll there is a end of provision balance, end of service benefits calculation. So before that, that rate should be defined in the system. So end of provisions rate should be just check whether you have defined the rate properly. So as per the UAE law, UAE labor law, you have to give for a 1 year means 7 days. The graduate will get it. If they completed 2 years or 3 years, it will cost. It will increase the payment days accordingly. So here you have to define this interval. So based on this end of service rates, when you are processing any employee payroll calculation, like when you're creating any payroll calculation, here let's say this employee, make sure that that employee basic salary should be enabled in the WPS format. End of service option that you can able to see in HR payroll and accrual deduction kind. The basic salary should be enable this option used for end of service benefit calculation. So once this option enabled means because as per the UAE law, I think for the basic salary only, well, it's not the whole salary. It should calculate with the basic salary for the payment days. Like 1 year completes means 7 days, 2 years means 14, 3 years means 21. Like that, it will increase. So make sure this option should be enabled so that whenever you do the month end closing in the August month when you're processing the salary, you can see the calculate end of service benefits. So if you just check box this and execute, when you execute this one, automatically document will create the uh, end of service benefit calculation document here. You see this document is posted also created automatically with month end closing assistant. This employee calculate the process. This document will create accordingly. Like this is the basic salary and the total calculation for so much how many years you work accordingly based on the interval which we defined in the rates, it will calculate the salary accordingly, the gratuity accordingly. But if you want to see that balance is what this employee want to see that how much balance he occurred so far, that also there is a new option available right now with this update. There is a report end of service provision balance. In this report you can able to see that this employee how much so far the balance for that employee, the gratuity amount. So based on the employment date that which is available in the employment which you created here, employment date, based on the date it will calculate the rate. Based on the rate, this date will calculate with the industry provision rate. It will satisfy it will check the condition that how many days that employee has worked, and whenever you do the month end closing, that end of service calculation, it will calculate based on this condition satisfies. Okay. So anything, this is automatically done, but however you can able to do the manual also. You can able to create just manually. You have to manually enter. That's it. So mostly for the HR people will do the payroll calculation automatically. So end of the month. So this will be very useful for the HR people who are doing the payroll calculation basically. So this is a big update in the HR payroll sites. And the most important, I have been asking for almost all the clients was asking the question, how do we FTA audit fail? Because this is very UAE FTA authority has been given this file. This file can be generated from the system. So if the FTA or audit people ask that file also, you can able to generate this file as per their format, because this is government has been provided this format and we have developed according to that format only. So in accounting, there is an option FTA audit file. So if you go here, it will ask the period, from which period to which period you want to generate the file. So you just select the period which you want to generate and which entity and click upload. It will ask this thing. So it will automatically consider. So it's already in the name. So we just created yes. It's already available the format. So I will show that format to you how it looks like. So there is a, yeah, now we can able to see the format. This is the Excel file which FTA gives this format. So based on the transaction, it will the period which we selected, and it will give the company information which you so far you have done, and all the transaction detail also. So your TRR number, the company TRR number, and invoice number, transaction detail, for all the information it will be available for the selected period basically. This is government, our UAE government has been provided this format, so accordingly we update it in our system. If they ask, you can generate this from the system, then you can provide to them. Okay. Next point is simplified tax invoice. This actually in UAE FTA authority have provided that new simplified tax invoice printout, that is in the sales invoice. You can see any tax invoices we generated. There is a new printout option available now for simplified tax invoice. This purpose is it will just only issued by these details based on the item description. What are the basically that inclusive exclusive will not be available in the tax invoice. Original tax invoice, it will be like complete details for the what is the exclusive VAT, inclusive VAT, that those details will be there. And this format also, which is highlighted in the FTA's article, to be provide the simplified tax invoices, it will applicable based on the businesses. Some retail sectors and all, they have to give that simplified tax invoices. So for that purpose only, this format is available based on that. So this is also new update with this new release. And ninth point, in advance report the functionality of VAT calculation. For advance report, you can give your employees to your some advances to give a payment to your suppliers because of you. So earlier release, there is no VAT calculation for the in advance report. In account money advance report, this functionality doesn't have the VAT before, only for the payments. Like for example, if your employee you're giving for other screens and all, if you give advances in inventory or expenses, everything will be, the VAT calculation will be here. But whereas in the payment it was not there before release, so now this is available now in the new release. Tax invoices, invoice, everything will be available now. That amount like this. Okay, so that this is the update for the 9th point. 10th point for tax invoice registration. Sorry, tax invoice received generation has been added for the land and building purchase transaction. This is not for everyone. Only those who are handling with the real estate companies and the land and business. So in that you have to enable this option so that land and building accounting, whoever using this, not for everybody, land and building accounting. So earlier release, it was not to create the tax invoice generation. For purchase invoice, create receipt from vendor, that is a land and building purchase, separate doc transaction type will be there. When you select this, it was not available before. Now the VAT update is available for this transaction also. That is a update for that point. Not for those who only aware of the land and building business, then they can use this. And the last point is bug fixes and stability updates. So normal small minor updates and bug fixes has been done from the release. So these are the points we covered for the new release. So if you have any questions, you can, what other things you can, if you want, you can ask it. I will try to answer the questions. I hope you have you have seen all the transactions which we made for the new updates. So I hope it is clarifying for you. If anything, just ask me. So I will try to answer for your questions. No questions? You can ask in the questionnaire tab if you want, if you have anything. So I believe there is no question at all. If you have anything, you can ask us anytime. Also, one more important thing I want to inform you that regarding that deferred expenses, this is the add-on module which we released a new version, that is a separate document. It's an add-on one. So those details Anna will be sending you separately for all the within the all the details with the mail. So maybe within 2 days or tomorrow she will be updated everything. Also for this new release, whoever using cloud version, it will be automatically update. Maybe within 2 or 3 days we are updating the process. So whoever using cloud version, they can update automatically. Whoever using self-hosted, we will be updating those customer individually. We will our support team will contact and update the according the will update the code. But those details and I will give the proper information on this. So let's see. I hope there is no question. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope this session will have the clarification on the with the new updates. So thank you for your participants. Thank you.